What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN, OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we go. It's the 13th day of May today, and we're sitting at about 1.7 cents down on the day already. We had a little bit of a red day yesterday. We didn't get the green day we were looking for, and that's okay, man. That's okay. You know, this news stuff is tricky to navigate sometimes. Very, very bullish news that was anticipated, today, and it came out, and it was bullish. It's all good things, but the market still corrected a little bit, and that's fine. Oftentimes you do get that sell the news event kind of stuff. I want to give a shout out. Actually, I think I know exactly why we moved down, and I got to give a shout out to this guy because if it wasn't for him, I'd be clueless as to why we moved down today. And the reason why, or yesterday, and continuing today, the reason why we moved down is because Ron Soderstrom, I believe that's how you pronounce it, he says, if it drops, it's because I bought more. So sorry, everyone. Ron, thank you for owning what you did to all of us. Okay, it's not easy, I know, but Ron's the guy, guys. If you're worried about why the price is moving down, we gotta blame Ron. He owned it though, so he's working on it. Maybe he'll sell. Let us know if you sell, Ron. No, but that's all in good fun. Shout out to Ron Soderstrom one last time. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I think Soderstorm just sounds a little different. Soderstorm makes sense. But anyways, 1.711 cents now. One last shout out to Ron there, being a good sport. It can feel like that sometimes, guys. Anytime you buy that it moves down, anytime you sell that it moves up. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're experienced in these markets and you have someone that you talk to regularly who's new, maybe you should buy every time they think about selling, and you should sell every time they think about buying. Maybe that's a good. Just find someone random, someone who's new, who you just make them your buddy, and then anytime that happens, make that, and then if they're your buddy, you have to be in charge of their funds for them, okay? So that you both win. All right. If they're going to do you the kindness of being your anti-indicator, you got to do them the kindness of making it worth their while too, I guess. I don't know. None of this is real. I don't know why I'm doing story time with C-Zar again, but here we are at 1.7 cents right now, 21 hours left in the day. Moving down a little bit, and that's fine. We weren't anticipating this. I mean, kind of, but not really, right? Like, it doesn't matter being right or wrong anyways, but the idea that we could go down to about 1.65 cents, 1.69 cents, that's been on the table, right? And here we are, rejecting off the 60. You got overbought, found your low, rejected off the overbought zone, found your low, rejected off the 60, and now we're probably going to go either down to the 40 on the RSI or down to the oversold zone and complete the thought. One way or another, we're probably days away, if not moments away from breaking out of this downtrend in the RSI, breaking out of this consolidation phase here in the price. But I just don't think that it's today. I think we might have one more day of consolidation to go. That could be today being red. It could be, that we go down to this area or even a little bit lower and then we come back up and we close green. I don't know. We could get some wicked volatility. But I do expect that once we get above this high here at about 1.88 cents, we've been focusing for a while now. We've been focusing on that 2.02 cent price area, and that's still an area of importance. It definitely is important. When we close above that red line there, 2.02 cents, that's going to be a big deal. 2.03 cents, whatever. But getting above this daily high close, I think, is also our more immediate kind of concern. When you get above there, you validate this as a low. You'll validate whatever low we form here as a higher low, hopefully. And most importantly, give us the opportunity to probably continue to grow from there, right? It's very much time to get excited once we're back above the 236. But I think there's reason enough to be excited once you close above here, if you close above here. And I think that you will. Daily RSI, overall, it's in a pretty strong posture right now, just right here, a little bit weak. You might come down. It's very common to and I shouldn't say very common, but there are moments where you do ping pong between the 40 and the 60 like this. I mean, I bet we can find moments like that. Look, 60, 40, 60, a little bit of resistance and then up, you know what I mean? 40, 60, down, and then up. 60, down to the 40 kind of, but then you went down. That's not really a good example there, but it happens. It's not like it happens every single time. Don't just treat it like, oh, I know it's going to happen. We found resistance at the 60. We're going to bounce off the 40. Sometimes you just go oversold. It's not always like this, but we'll pick a directional heading one way or another. I think it'll come once we either break below the 40 or we break below the 60 on any given day. I don't know what those prices would be. If I had to guess, to get below that level there, I would think that something below about 16 or 1.6 cents would do it. So we don't want to get below 1.6 cents. But even if we do go below 1.6 cents, odds are we would find support at 1.46 to 1.34 cents, somewhere in that area, and then build from there. I don't believe that we go down here, but even if we do, so what? It's fine. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's just talks if we are to go lower. It's not the end of the world for OnyxCoin. It's just an unexpected lower low, and then we'll recover, and then we'll move up higher, okay? I am planning on buying some more XCN. I definitely am planning on buying some more. We'll see. We'll see. I might buy some. I probably won't buy some today. We'll see. I'll let you guys know whenever I do. I'll make a video on it. I'll post it on x.com. I'm just not 100% sure of when that's going to be, so I don't want to say anything that I don't mean, right? I'm trying to be better about that. Looking at this on a daily time frame, though, it looks like it would go down a little bit more. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, let's see here. Picking up volume. You're picking up volume, but you're just not going anywhere, man. Like, I mean, yes, you are in this one here, but there's not really a whole lot of volume. I don't know. You know, this was very convincing, very compelling earlier that we just wouldn't go anywhere because we're picking up in volume and we didn't go anywhere. We tried to wick and we didn't go anywhere. If we find support here, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. I mean, from a low to a high, we're right here in the golden ratio, getting a double bottom. I mean, it is possible that today we could close the day green. But at the moment, the 4-hour RSI is postured downwards. The 1-hour RSI is postured downwards. Maybe we find support now. By the time most of you watch this video, we find a little support, but then we come back down one last final drive into that oversold zone, and that'll take us to lows that are just below here. The fact, if we do that, and I think the 1 hour does look like it's at a good area to bounce from, so if we do that, we will effectively bounce, even if we find resistance at the 0.5, we go all the way up to the 382, whatever, go up to 1.8 cents, 1.76 cents, somewhere in between, somewhere higher, whatever, as long as we come back down. What I'm thinking is if you found support here once, twice, and then on the third time you break through, the odds that you go below this zone are not likely. It's like a 70% chance, if not more, that we would find support at 1.64 to 1.6 cents itself. So I do think that we'll find support down there. There's a lot of cryptos that have been interacting with the 786 in a way that's like they reach for it, they miss it just a little bit, and that could make sense too, because if we miss it just a little bit, we're finding support at prior support here, prior support there. You know, it's prior support back here, prior support there. It wouldn't be crazy at all to do. So something between 1.65 to 1.6 cents I do think is coming. If not, we've already found our low. But just looking at the 4-hour and the 1-hour RSIs, I would anticipate lower prices. But on that note, too, of the 1-hour RSI, I keep going back and forth because I want to be clear here. I do believe we go lower because of the 1 hour. I do believe we go lower because of the 4 hour. I also believe because of the 1 hour, we find a little support here. So by the time most of you watch this video, we'll probably have returned back up to like 1.8 cents, maybe just below there. And then ending the day today, maybe we will continue going lower. Oh, no, not ending the day today. Going into like the midday, overnight, probably while I'm sleeping. Who knows? Anyways, I hope that's clear. If it's not clear, a little bit of down and then a lot of up. Does that make sense? There you go. That's the whole video. Speaking of the upside, where I think we're going to go. Oh, and man, who was it? There was someone. I had their name, but I can't remember your name now. It was a bear or a troll. And they were saying that this coin is being outperformed by every coin. It's underperforming the whole markets. I love that. I love it whenever trolls say total nonsense. They know it's nonsense. They know it's nonsense, but it gives us a point to rectify that nonsense. It gives us a moment to show why it is nonsense, right? I love showcasing nonsense to the bullish effect as far as that goes for OnyxCoin here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. None of this is me saying facts here, but what this is this is OnyxCoin versus the others chart, right? The others chart is the top 10, or it's the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10 coins. So this is like your altcoin index. The week right now is down 3.3%. The average altcoin in the top 125 coins is probably down about that. A little bit more, a little bit less, but about that on average, right? If you take 10 coins, that'd probably be the averages that they're down about 3.3%. Some of them will be green, so a lot of them will be red though, right? We take this chart and we lay it over the OnyxCoin chart, and this is the chart that we get, is OnyxCoin over others, okay? And the fact that OnyxCoin or that the altcoins are outperforming OnyxCoin it's a funny statement to make, because if we're looking at this here, ever since April 7th, which is whenever most altcoins bottomed, was April 7th to 11th, OnyxCoin is actually up 50%. It's outperforming the rest of the market by 50%, whatever that means, right? We're outperforming the rest of the market by 50%. If we look at OnyxCoin here, we can observe it in another way, where from the low here to the current price, we're all the way up 125% right now, even though we've been consolidating for a month now, over a month now, even though we've been consolidating for about a month, 125% up from the lows. If we go to the others chart, right here, 125% from the lows. Right there, even at your high, that's 69%. So I don't know what it means by 50% here, OnyxCoin to the other coins, because here it says, or where would that be? It says that we're up 50% relative to the average coin. I don't know. I don't know about that, because we're really up 125% overall. The average coin's up 51, 52% overall right now. That seems like a bigger difference than 50%, but I don't know. Math is weird, especially with percentages. All in all, though, the idea that OnyxCoin is being outperformed by the altcoin markets, it's a lie. What, over the past month it's been outperformed by the altcoin markets? Okay, well, just ever since it topped off, yeah. But the reality is, if you bought OnyxCoin at the beginning of April and you held it all the way up until now, even with it being outperformed over the last month, you're still outperforming the market overall. You know what I mean? Even with this, you're still outperforming. So that's a hell of a diss you got there, man. That's a hell of a diss. OnyxCoin is being outperformed by the rest of the markets. That's a hell of a diss. It's about to stop being outperformed. It's about to go on a showcase. That's kind of how it runs, right? It does its explosive behavior, and then it consolidates. The rest of the altcoins blow up. You know, OnyxCoin just does its thing first sometimes, or in tandem, but just more explosively. Whenever it moves up, there's no doubt that this thing moves up a lot higher. Again, this chart here, XCN to others, what this is OnyxCoin's comparison to the majority of the altcoins in the market, or at least the top 125 altcoins, excluding the top 10. If this moves up, that means that the altcoin markets might be moving up. OnyxCoin is just moving faster. If this moves down, that means the altcoin markets might be moving up. It's just not, OnyxCoin is not moving up as fast. That's what that means. Or maybe they're both moving down. OnyxCoin is moving down faster. Maybe they're both moving down, but OnyxCoin is moving less fast. Does that make sense? This is not a chart in USD. This is a chart in form of like the altcoin markets. Okay, so low to a high here. We're at the golden ratio, 786 area. I don't know if I trust this fib. Let's do it like this, actually. Let's do others to XCN USD. Let's do that. Yeah. Others here, crypto total market cap, enter, because it puts it more in log for some reason this way than the other way. Right, this way you get numbers. The other way, there's no numbers. It's just a bunch of zeros. It doesn't actually equate to anything. Here, I don't know about you guys, but this looks like a pretty damn bearish chart. Looks like you want to go lower, in my opinion. I don't know. It looks like what you want to do is you want to return back to this area, if not break through this area. Looks like it fell off a cliff and you've got lower prices to go. I don't know. That's just my expectation. Daily RSI looks terrible. Looks like it's at a point to reject from here. I mean, it's strong right now, but even being in the overbought zone, but this far away, it looks pretty bad, honestly. You're producing strength in the readings, but you're not getting strength in the price results. Let's see, from a high to a low here. Now this is the others versus XCN. So if this goes up, that's bad for XCN. If it goes down, that's good for XCN. Does that make sense? High to low here, we're almost at the golden ratio of this retracement here. See, this is why I wanted to do this, because whenever I had it reversed, it was saying we're through the golden ratio, but this is in log scale. The other one was not in log scale, but it says it's in log scale. I don't know if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, just trust me. We're probably going to lose a little bit of value versus the rest of the market here, still to come, but we're at that golden ratio point where we're about to reject down and we're about to outperform the markets. On a daily basis, I would expect that over the coming days, over the coming weeks, XCN will outperform the markets. Absolutely it will. But until then, a little bit of consolidation left. I think the fact that we've been consolidating for a long time, for a month now, is actually a good thing. There's a lot of coins that have recently moved up and they've been consolidating for a week, a few days, a couple of weeks at the most, right? And in fact, the average altcoin, let's look at that real quick. You know, they really did. They moved up last week, the average altcoin. They haven't even been consolidating for a full week. It's been a few days. You know what I mean? XCN is consolidated for a month. Whenever we let loose the goose, man, she's going to fly and it's going to go real high. It's going to outperform. Imagine if you had your altcoins, your favorite altcoins here at this exact same price, whatever valuation they are, but they've been consolidating for a month. The breakout move is going to be even more fantastic. Imagine the rest of the market moves up soon over the next week or so, and this is the only consolidation phase you have. Well, you're going to move up. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to move up, but it's not going to be explosive. This is going to be explosive. The longer the consolidation, the more explosive the breakout every single time, regardless if it's up or down. The people who are still calling XCN a pump and dump Ponzi scheme, they're literally just lying to themselves and to everybody else, because at this point it's proven not to be a pump and dump. If it was a pump and dump, I have a question. What do you call this? That was a pump. That was not a dump. That was a long, slow bleed. A pump and dump is pump and dump. That's what it is. That's a pump and dump. What do you call this? That's a pump. That is a long, slow bleed. Consolidation is what that is. And it's more obvious whenever you look at it from a weekly perspective. Clearly, this was very well formed consolidation. Clearly, that's a bull flag. Clearly, this is very well-formed consolidation here. The one direction, the only direction we're going to, as far as OnyxCoin is concerned, is to prices that are absurdly higher. You guys, we're going to, and I've seen it. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I know there's a lot of you that watch these OnyxCoin videos, but if you watch some of my other videos too, you've probably seen it this week or over the past 2 weeks where we've pointed out a lot of cryptos finding significance at their 1886200 level. It's coming. We're going to 26 cents to 32 cents, man. It's coming by the end of June. By the end of June, early July, that's the expectation. Much like how I have it drawn here, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. It'll seem like it's a straight line up. You look at this retrospectively and you're like, oh, the people who bought here had it so easy. All you had to do was hold on for 2 weeks and you're up there. Well, yeah, and that 20x in 2 weeks, that's nice. But you look at the daily time frame, there were instances where we dropped back 48%. We pulled back 48%, man. And we actually did it multiple times here. If you go through and measure, there were multiple times where we pulled back over 30%, over 40% on that way up. You know, there's going to be turbulence. There's going to be pullbacks along the way. It might feel like a straight line once we look back at the fact, but it's not going to be a straight line all the way up. There will be moments of volatility. And right now, this is one of those moments where we're just being tested on our patience, right? Can you be patient? Can you wait for the next run? Retrospectively, it would have been great to sell here and then put it into another altcoin that moved up, right? Because XCN has been outperformed over the past month, but not really. Really, over the past month, it still is outperforming the average altcoin. It's just if you sold there, you would have done even better for yourself. But when we have all this growth left to be had, when we have all this growth left to be had, when we have all this growth up here left to be had, it's kind of hard to just bring yourself to sell down here, right? We just got a taste of the upside. It's really hard to sell right there. It might be easier to sell at the next one, but guys, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to trade this. I'm just letting it ride. I mean, I'm trading it here and there a little bit. I've made some trades in all fairness, and I might make a trade, but at the moment, I'm not planning on selling any up here. I'll let you guys know if I am. The expectation is to just wait and go all the way up to that 20 to 30 cent area, and that's probably where I'll be selling some. I am not selling all of my OnyxCoin. Whenever it comes to selling, I am not going to sell all of my XCN. I will sell a small portion. A small portion. People ask how much of a portion am I going to sell? I'm going to sell something between 20 to 80%. 80% is a large portion, so probably not that much. Let's say 20 to 50%. I'll probably sell 20 to 50%. I don't want to give it a specific number. I'll give it a range because I kind of want people to find that number for themselves. What's right for you? Maybe it's 100%. Maybe you want to get in completely. You want to get out completely. Maybe it's 50%. Maybe it's 10%. Whatever it is, right? Just there's nothing wrong with playing the game, and there's also nothing wrong as long as you do it right, right? If you're going to sell 100% of it, you're playing the game a little bit risky there, in my opinion, because what if it keeps going up? But even if you don't sell and we go all the way up to that 20 to 30 cent area, that's fine. Even if we go all the way up here and it's by the end of June, early July, and we're up there, and you don't sell and we go through another multi-month consolidation phase, that's fine because I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Inevitably, even if you hold there and you wait and you're just patient, you'll have less taxable events, you'll have long-term capital gains, hopefully, and you will inevitably see prices that are above $1. Why would you sell at 20 cents if you believe it's going to go to $1 or $2, right? And I do believe that we will see prices even above $2 by the end of the cycle, but time will tell. I don't blame you, but I'm probably going to play the game a little bit here, not with the whole bag, just with a little bit more than I normally play with. We're looking to take some serious profits to that 26 to 30 cent area, and the main reason for that is, and I'm answering a bunch of questions here. I'm actually answering questions that I've read in the comments. I'm just not giving shout outs because I don't have anybody's name, but somebody asked what my average was, and I've said this so many times, but there's a bunch of new people coming in and out, and people, you're not going to watch every minute of every video that I have, but for those of you that are watching, my average price is 0026, which coincidentally, 0026, that's 0.26 cents. Coincidentally, that happens to be the low end, the bottom end of what I'm expecting us to achieve. I am taking profits here, not because I believe OnyxCoin is going to be in the dumps and there's no more growth to be had. I am taking profits here because at that point I will have achieved a 100x. Sue me for taking profits at a 100x. You know what I mean? That's the whole point there. But even if it wasn't a 100x, if it's a 90x, it's still good profit taking zones. I don't care what the X is. I just care about what the data is saying. And the data says if we don't stop at 15.7 cents, which we're not going to stop there, then we're going to 26.3 cents or 26 to 32 cents. There's one last thing I want to do, and I'll probably do it in another video as well. I just want to do it. I'll probably save it for another video. We've gone on long enough with this. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. We're going to do, it's nothing exciting. It's nothing, I don't know. I feel like I have to do it now. So I'm going to do it. Whatever. Screw it. XCN, USD, no, XCN to Bitcoin. It's nothing significant. This is nothing crazy. It'll take a small amount of time. I've been assuming for a long time now that OnyxCoin, whenever it moves up versus Bitcoin, it will go all the way. Nope, nope, not right there. I mean, maybe it will. But by the end of June, early July, this is where I'm expecting it to go to. So we've been doing our math based off of this number, okay? What if OnyxCoin versus Bitcoin, what if it only stops here? Or maybe it behaves in this bull flag well and it goes right to the measure move of that bull flag. That would take you just above. Let's be super pessimistic and conservative. Let's say we barely get above this high. We're stopping in this area here. That's all we get. What kind of price would that give us in OnyxCoin, assuming that Bitcoin goes to $130,000 to $160,000, right? So if OnyxCoin versus Bitcoin only achieves a price of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 5, 5, 2, 6 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, 5, 5, 2. That's the price versus Bitcoin. It doesn't get expansion. This wasn't a bull flag. I've been wrong. I've been misled. I've been telling everybody lies this whole time, and we're not actually going to go up to this area. We're only going to stop here just above this high. What does that give us in price for OnyxCoin? Well, we've got that price versus Bitcoin. I'm not going to explain why. I want to make this quick, but I think Bitcoin's going to at least, at a minimum, by the end of June, early July, see 160K. So we're going to input that number. I think it goes to 170 to 180K. So even still, being conservative with this estimation on the XCN to BTC scale, we're still being conservative on the Bitcoin USD price scale because I'm saying 160K when I really think it'll be 170 to 180. But what price does this give us for OnyxCoin in US dollars? What is that? That's still 8.8 cents. So even and just sounds ridiculous. That it really does sound ridiculous, man. 8.8 cents. You consolidated all this time. You're going to stop at 8.8 cents. But hey, man, from a high to a low, 8.8 cents. That's right there at the 1272. Okay. So if we were to stop there, okay. And OnyxCoin, you're only getting a 4x. You're only going to get a 5x. You're still outperforming the average coin. You're still going to outperform the average coin even from here, even with that, and let alone from where you started, right? You're still going to get something that's over a 10x. I don't think we stop there. And in the event that we don't stop at 8.8 cents, that essentially invalidates the idea that we stop here at this bull flag measure move. It validates what I'm saying, that we are breaking out of this bull flag measure move, and we're going to stop at the only next area that we can stop, which is the base area here. There's no scenario that I really see. I mean, even at the most pessimistic, we tried, man. There's no scenario I see where OnyxCoin genuinely stops anywhere below this price, 26 cents, genuinely. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.